Look at yourself right now. Not the version you show the world, not the carefully constructed persona you carry into every room. The real you, the one buried underneath the distractions, the excuses, the endless scrolling. Ask yourself this: when did you stop becoming? When did you decide that comfort was more valuable than the man you were truly supposed to be? Because somewhere between who you are today and who you know, deep down you could be, there is a gap, a terrifying, silent, ruthless gap, and most men never cross it. They stand at the edge, they feel the pull of something greater, and then they walk back to safety, back to the same routine, the same quiet mediocrity, the same slow death dressed up as a comfortable life. But here is what nobody tells you: that version of you, the disciplined one, the focused one, the one who wakes up with fire in his chest and purpose in every step, he already exists inside you. He is waiting. And the question that should be keeping you up at night is this: what exactly is stopping you from becoming him? Today, you are going to discover 3 Stoic principles that will shatter the invisible cage, holding you back and force you to confront the identity you have been running from your entire life. These are not motivational platitudes. These are ancient psychological weapons forged by men who understood suffering, discipline, and transformation at a level most people today will never reach. And I want you to know something right now. The 3rd principle, the one waiting at the end of this video, is the most dangerous idea you will encounter today. Because once you truly understand it, you cannot unsee it, and you cannot return to who you were before. Most people will close this video before they reach it. If you are still watching by then, it will be because something inside you already knows the truth, and it is finally, undeniably time to face it. Lesson 1. The discipline of discomfort. The first principle is 1. Marcus Aurelius returned to every single morning of his life, even as the most powerful man in the known world. He wrote in his private journal, never meant for anyone else's eyes, these words: "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." He was not speaking to an audience. He was speaking to himself, fighting to remind himself of what most men forget the moment discomfort arrives at their door. Here is the brutal truth your comfort zone will never tell you. Your brain is biologically designed to protect you from discomfort, and it is extraordinarily good at that job. Every time you feel resistance before the gym, before the cold shower, before the hard conversation you keep postponing, your mind builds a story. It tells you that you are tired, that tomorrow is better, that you deserve rest. And here is what makes this so dangerous: that story, repeated thousands of times over years, quietly becomes your identity. Think about that for a moment. What stories have you been telling yourself so many times that you now believe them as permanent facts about who you are? Because here is what most self-improvement content will never say out loud: discipline is not a habit you slowly build over time. It is an identity you choose in a single decisive moment. The Stoics understood this with a clarity that is almost frightening. Epictetus, a man literally born into slavery, had every reason to surrender to the identity of a victim. He owned nothing. He controlled nothing externally. And yet he became one of the most liberated minds in all of human history, because he grasped one devastating truth: you do not rise to the level of your motivation. You fall to the level of your identity. So here is your first comment trigger. Drop one word in the comments below that describes the identity you are choosing starting today. Not who you currently are, who you are actively becoming. Because the moment you shift from saying, "I am trying to be disciplined," to declaring, "I am a disciplined man," everything transforms. The discomfort does not disappear, but it stops being a threat and starts becoming proof that you are standing exactly where real growth lives. Lesson 2. The war against your old self. Here is where most men fall apart, and I want you to understand why. Because it is not weakness, it is architecture. James Clear described identity: Change as the deepest layer of behavioral transformation, arguing that every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. But what the Stoics knew thousands of years before any modern habit framework is that, before you can cast votes for your new identity, you must first declare total war on your old one. And your old identity will fight back with everything it has. It will weaponize nostalgia. It will manufacture comfort. It will use the voices of people who quietly benefited from your smallness, people who need you to stay manageable, predictable, and safely beneath your own potential. Ask yourself honestly, who in your current life secretly needs you to remain stuck? Because here's the FOMO reality that will cost you everything if you keep ignoring it. Every single day you spend negotiating with your old self is a day. The man you could be is already living the life that was always meant for you. The Stoics called the process of deliberate self-transformation prohairesis, the courageous act of choosing your inner character regardless of every outer circumstance pressing against you. Seneca wrote with terrifying urgency, "Reckon up the years wasted, squandered, lost to foolish comfort, and ask yourself how much of your life actually remains." That is not a motivational line. That is a funeral bell ringing in the distance, growing louder every morning you choose to lay over decision. It is Seneca staring into the finite nature of your existence and demanding you stop wasting it. Here is your second comment trigger. Write the words, "I am done negotiating," in the comments right now. Because the moment you stop negotiating with the past version of yourself, transformation does not begin gradually or gently. It begins immediately, violently, and permanently. And that terrifies most people into silence. Does it terrify you or does it excite you? Lesson 3. Becoming unrecognizable. This is the lesson that changes everything. And I need you to stay completely present, because what I am about to say will either liberate you entirely or make you deeply, uncomfortably unsettled. Both reactions mean it is true. The Stoics held a concept they called memento mori, remember that you will die, not as a morbid obsession, but as a clarifying, sharpening force. Marcus Aurelius used it not to manufacture fear, but to summon absolute freedom. Because when you truly accept that your time here is finite, not as an intellectual concept you understand from a distance, but as a visceral, bone-deep reality you feel in your chest, you stop asking what is comfortable, and you start asking, what is worthy of the life you were given? Imagine this with me for a moment. 5 years from now, there are 2 versions of you standing in the same world. The first version is the man who watched this video, nodded along, felt the fire briefly, and then returned to the same afternoon, the same distractions, the same quiet life he has been circling for years. The second version is the man who decided today, not Monday, not after the next failure, not after one more season of preparation, but today, right now in this exact moment, that he would become someone completely unrecognizable to the people who knew him at his lowest point. Which version are you actually walking toward? Because here is what real transformation feels like from the inside. It does not feel like motivation. Motivation is temporary, emotional, and unreliable as weather. Transformation feels like grief. You grieve the comfort you are leaving behind. You grieve the stories that protected you. You grieve the version of yourself that was allowed to stay small and never be held accountable to his own greatness. And somewhere inside that grief, something new is born, not slowly over months, but suddenly, in one precise moment of total decision. The Stoics called it the turning point, the day a man decides his philosophy will no longer be something he reads about, but something he lives, breathes, and becomes completely. Now let me show you how these 3 lessons form one single, unbreakable chain. The first lesson showed you that discipline is not a habit, it is an identity claimed in a moment of decision. The second showed you that real transformation demands you declare war on the comfortable, negotiating version of yourself who kept you small. And the third revealed that your mortality is not a sentence, it is permission. Permission to stop performing a life and start constructing one that is entirely, unapologetically yours. When these three forces converge inside a single man, something extraordinary happens that most people never experience in their entire lifetime. He stops reacting to his life and starts engineering it. He stops waiting for circumstances to shift and becomes the force that shifts everything around him. Here is what should create real urgency in you right now. This convergence of identity, war, and mortality is available to every man alive, but only to the man willing to stop standing at the edge and actually cross it. The alignment is here. The moment is now. Will you waste it? Picture the man on the other side of every hard decision you have been avoiding. He is awake while others sleep. He is focused while the world scrolls endlessly. He has the body he trained for, the mind he disciplined through years of chosen resistance, the relationships he earned, the purpose he refused to abandon even on the darkest mornings. He does not carry regret because he made the decision at the exact moment it mattered. That moment is not coming someday. That moment is right now in this video, in this breath. The only question that remains, the one that will define everything ahead, is this. Are you going to keep watching men like him live the life that was always meant for you? You are not lazy. You are not broken. You are not too late. You are simply a man who has not yet made the one decision that changes everything. That version of you, the disciplined, focused, unbreakable man, has been waiting your entire life. The cage was never locked. Walk out. Subscribe so this channel finds you every single day. Comment below who you are becoming. I will see you in the next one.